I've had this thing kicking around for at least a month. It's time to get it installed in the 3rd gen 4Runner. All right, this is a one-car stereo system. Let's take a look at the specs. I'm going to pop this in the 3rd gen 4Runner. Not really an install video. There's a ton of them out there, so I'm just going to kind of go over what I did here. This is a 7-inch touchscreen. This is a double DIN setup, which means it's taking 2 slots on your dash, and I'll show you what I'm taking out on the 4Runner. It's Bluetooth, of course, touchscreen, like I said, HD, USB, SD. It's got a camera setup if you need it, RCA input jacks. It'll play movies. It'll do all kinds of stuff. It's also an octa-core, and it's an octa-core processor. If you don't know what that is, well, either do I. So this is what I got for the 4Runner. Right now, the 4Runner's got kind of a cheesy little Bluetooth radio. That's actually pretty good. It sounds pretty good, but the buttons are so tiny, which I'll show you in a minute. It's a double DIN, full touchscreen, and it should do the trick. It looks awesome. And I think it's pretty much just plug and play. Sorry about the light, guys, but here's what I got right now. So there's my Bluetooth radio right here. My son put this in, but the buttons here to change stations or whatever are tiny, man. Like, they're really tiny. And this is obviously a single DIN. Takes up 1 spot. There's the original CD player from Toyota. So I'm going to take that whole section out, double DIN, and put this unit in its place. So that's kind of cool. And I think it'll be just better, easier to use for sure. So it comes with everything you need. Actually, it comes with so much stuff, I don't need half of it. But this is the all the cables you'll be using. This is the speaker for the Bluetooth, so you'll hook that up onto your sunshade or whatever. And this is the harness that I took off of this unit here. So this has already been messed with, obviously. So this is a Toyota harness right here, these 2 guys. And they go down into this, which fits the back of that head unit. So the new one I'm going to put on is this one here that they give you. And I will just hook it up the same way, same color codes, easy money. It's probably going to take me 10 minutes to hook that up. And this will plug in the back of this unit. And this gets hooked up to this harness here. And away you go. It even comes with a GPS hookup, and that's pretty cool. I'm not going to use that though. I'll use my phone or a actual GPS Garmin unit. So that's it. I'm going to hook it up. Very simple. This bracket here that came off of the Toyota fits on perfectly here, no issues. And here's that old head unit, that old radio. And check it out. Look how tiny those buttons are. So that was making me crazy. So hopefully this touchscreen does it for me. Check how small those buttons are. So there's the 2 Toyota harness connections, and there's the new wiring deal. I'm just going to hook them up. It's all color coded. So there it is, ready to go. Those are the 2 original connectors off the back of the existing radios. These plug into the Toyota connectors. I use shrink wrap here, and it's pretty clean. These are extras that I don't need, but it's good to go for sure. If you're not confident in doing this is like maybe a 2-hour job. If you're not confident doing it yourself, and if you're on Facebook, I cringe just saying the name Facebook. But if you're on there, there's always people that do these side jobs. You know, what can happen? They'll club you, take the radio. Most of the time, it's okay. There it is, guys. There's the install. Nice and clean. Looks factory fresh. This is awesome. This is really amazing sound system. And believe it or not, it sounds way better than the other unit. So maybe they got a built-in amp. I believe they do have a built-in amp. But it sounds just amazing. Plus, you can play with the EQ, so you can really tune this thing up. So the install is pretty simple stuff. There's a couple great tutorials on YouTube, but really there's nothing to it. This trim piece comes right off, and I didn't actually have to take this all apart. I just popped it over that seam and put it in, no problem, done deal. So the only thing you got to watch when you're popping these guys out is all the plastics. It's really old. This can break. I didn't break it, so it's not that breakable. You just pop these knobs off here, off the vents, and you can pop this guy out. Pretty simple stuff. So install time, really, this is a fast job, easy to do, and a huge game changer for me, man. This is awesome in here. So there's the home screen, guys. This is for Android. I'm using a Samsung, so I'm hooked up to Android Auto. So this unit is awesome, man. It's bringing me right into this century. So here's some options for you. On your home screen, there's the clock. Obviously, you can set that up so it's reading the time from your phone. You got a radio button, Bluetooth, music. That would no doubt be your Spotify or whatever you're using. Navigation, Google Maps, Car Auto, and apps. So here's my apps. And, you know, you can go in there and mess with all this stuff, custom settings all over the place. Home screen is back up top there. And what else you got? You got volume control up here as well. Again, fully touchscreen, fun action right here. Let's see if I go to navigation. I'm not going to do that because it's going to show where I am right now, and I don't want any YouTube weirdos coming. You can control the different layouts of the screen and so on with Android Auto. Obviously, you can have Google Maps here and maybe your music up here. Spotify, whatever you want, you can totally customize it. In here, obviously, this is your radio. I haven't even set this up yet, but it's got nice big buttons that you can program. It's easy to hit, it's easy to move around, or you can use that remote control they give us. I'll show you that in a second. Apps, there's some Android apps right there. So you've totally customized everything on this unit. This is pretty cool. This brings me right into this century, which is a nice deal running this old 4Runner. EQ, you got a bunch of custom settings you can go into. You can make all kinds of different settings for this. It's very cool. This guy you can totally customize, which is pretty awesome. You got to do some calculations while driving. There you go, right there. They also give you this handy dandy remote, which is awesome because if I'm running my Spotify music, and I got a ton of tunes on Spotify, I'm always just flipping through it, man. It's just a weird thing I do. I'm constantly changing the volume and I'm constantly shuffling through my collection of music. So this is kind of a sweet thing. You don't have to poke around on the radio as you're driving. You just have this in your hand and you can scroll through it. Very old school. This is very cool. It works well and I like it. There's the side of the unit, guys. You got some more plugins there, auxiliary and so on. There's a USB down below. And this mic that comes with this unit, there's lots of length to it, so you can tuck it behind the pillars and wrap it around the dash 3 or 4 times and plug it in. I haven't set this up yet, but I have tested it. It works amazing. I can't play you any tunes because of copyright, but I had this stuff going on here and cranking. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.